how safe is your vote once it leaves your hands? Well, tonight the I-Team takes you inside the system that makes your vote count. A fail-safe method. That's what the LA County Registrar of Voters is calling vote by mail. Good evening again. I'm Chuck Henry.
And I'm Colleen Williams. Carolyn is off tonight. The NBC4 I-Team has some new information about keeping tabs on the Postal Service and adding more voting centers as we close in on Election Day. Our investigative reporter Lolita Lopez is live now with some details for us. Lolita.
Yeah, Colleen and Chuck, this is certainly an undertaking, getting ballots to nearly 6 million registered voters in LA County. Now, new state laws are now in place to give you confidence that your vote is going to count. And LA County Registrar Dean Logan told me today he is in direct contact with postal officials to make sure the system is solid.
At this point, given what we're seeing and what we're hearing, we don't believe that there's going to be any issue with getting the ballots out to voters.
But what about getting completed ballots back? Dean Logan, LA County Register Recorder, talking to the I-Team about the concerns and questions over the integrity of the election process during a pandemic. At issue, mail-in voting, potential tampering with ballots, and verification of voters' identity.
The signature was checked, which of course is a security mechanism on vote by mail that doesn't actually even exist for in-person voting, so it's a higher level of security.
Logan says there are plenty of safeguards in place for November, including a tracking system that lets you sign up and get text or emails about your ballot's location and whether it's been counted. And once in county election offices, signature verifications to prevent anyone from gaming the system.
It's a pretty high-risk scenario, and to do that at any level of magnitude is pretty improbable.
Logan says he hopes to get as many folks as possible to polling locations in the days leading up to the election, telling us 73% of votes were cast on Election Day in the March primary, leading in part to lines and delays. And there will be plenty of opportunities to vote before Election Day. New locations now being scouted, hotels and convention centers, and universities and colleges with no students on campus.
In total, we're targeting at least 800 locations for that final 5 days, so that would be the Friday before the election through Election Day. Our plan is to have those open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Logan acknowledges there is work to be done to convince voters that the system is secure, especially with polls showing many fear their ballot won't be counted accurately.
How can you ensure that mail-in ballots will be counted accurately?
I think what's unfortunate about those statistics is those respond to a narrative that just doesn't match the facts.
Yeah, and Logan says his team is preparing for a high voter turnout come November and making sure that all locations are COVID compliant. He encourages voters to check their registrations now and make sure addresses are accurate, and says ballots will get mailed out to voters by law 29 days before Election Day. He also says that will still give people, even with any potential Postal Service slowdowns, time to fill out a ballot, mail it back, or drop it off at over 350 drop-off centers. For the I-Team, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.